So we've got some product laid out on the table here, and it's all pertaining to the DSP. You know, what we went through earlier was the features and functions of the DSP-X, right? Well, the DSP-L is just as important and offers many of the same features and functions as the DSP-X. I would say the only difference, the only major difference is you go from, on the X, you got 31 bands of equalization per channel.
Yep.
On the Lite, you have 15 bands of equalization, graphic equalization, on the on each channel for the Lite. Now, you do still have parametric option as well with the Lite, so it's great. You're only losing some minor the ability to manipulate certain frequencies.
Yeah.
When compared to the X and the L. Now, I will tell you that the inputs and the outputs are a little bit different as well.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I'm mistaken. The inputs are the same.
Same.
Outputs
6
are different.
outputs.
Yep. Instead of the 10 outputs, you have 6 outputs with the Lite. And you still have the ability to program those as you see fit, but there are only 6 of them. So depending on your installation or your application that you're going to be using this in, is whether or not you pick a Lite or you pick an X.
To be fair, I don't think this one's your audio guy. This is somebody who just wants a great sounding daily driver, because what you lose in features to the X, it does have a couple of tricks up its sleeve to make up.
That's right. We're going to talk about some of those tricks. So now, I will tell you, you know, we talked about the DSP, the DSP-X, DSP-L, right? And let's say that we have an installer or a shop that says, you know what, I want to use my high-end processor, right? That's all I want to use.
All right.
That's what I prefer, okay?
I'm used to it.
We totally understand that.
Yeah.
Totally. Use our AXDSP as an interface then. Don't worry about making any adjustments or equalization on our app. Set up the configuration of the app, select your vehicle, select whether or not it has an amplifier, and then set everything for through.
Yeah.
Set your crossovers full range frequency. You know, don't mess with any of your equalization. You can still use the DSP to control the chime levels in GM
for your chimes,
right?
and any vehicle controls that you need, and it's still going to make your vehicle happy if it was amplified and it needed that amplifier in place.
Yep.
So there, you know, again, there's a lot of expandability for what you want to do it for.
There is. We're, you know, the AXDSP, it is a solution. It is a processor, right? We're processing audio. And when we designed this, and the chip that we chose to design this with is very powerful. And for us to offer these features and these functions within the DSP and the DSP app, it just made sense. Yeah. But you don't necessarily have to use it that way. No. It's still an interface, right?
Not at all. And it's
instead of buying the summing devices, instead of buying the product out there that will fix any of the factory issues. Yeah. All those are is Band-Aids. The problem is still there. The factory amp is still there. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
AXDSP gets rid of it. You're going to have a clean signal in and get you that clean signal out.
Yeah. And then you can use whatever you need on the backside.
Yeah. So we got, like I was saying, we got a bunch of products up here. First two that I'm going to talk about are, again, X versions. This particular part is the AXDSP-X-A2B2. And this is for your Ford.
That's the one you just installed.
Yeah, absolutely. This is for the Ford equipped Sony B&O, Sony or B&O, audio systems. The best way to tell if it's going to require an A to B interface is this blue plug. If it's got this blue plug on the amplifier and on the factory amplifier, then you know,
you're A to B in.
Yep, you're going to need the A to B. So now the great thing with this particular interface, and a lot of the interfaces that, you know, a lot of the higher end vehicles, so A to B, most 50 or most 25 when we come out with that, all of that has to be done at the amplifier, which means the amplifier has to be removed. Remember in our earlier conversations, there was an 8-pin plug where we could choose to retain the factory amplifier or not. Now, the thing about what you guys have to remember about that is If the installation is done behind the radio, you can retain the factory amplifier. If the installation is done at the amplifier, amp's got to go.
Yeah.
Right? And that's probably one of the main differences between us and some of the other competitors that are out there is their amp interfaces.
Yeah.
So you can retain the factory radios. They have the amps, the factory amps have to stay in the vehicle.
Yeah,
because it becomes a part of the communication.
Yeah, they're capturing that basically high wattage output into their summing device and trying to make the best of it.
Well, they're basically piggybacking. They're just tapping into the signals that they need, which be the communication, CAN bus or the most 50 communications, whatever it is. They're just capturing that. So the amp has to stay in so the vehicle is happy.
Right.
AXDSP-X or L can actually be, the amplifier can be removed. This is the amp.
Small footprint, put your amps in that same location if you're trying to keep everything neat and tidy.
So like you can see with this connection here, very simple. It is plug and play. And then you have your speaker outputs right here. So not only that, but we have amp bypass harnesses that will give you a little bit more flexibility as well in getting your product installed.
Right.
So instruction manual, relatively straightforward. It's all plug and play. And you know, again, the setup is done through the app. So it's a great solution. And you know, like I said, the installation of my Fusion went incredibly quickly.
Yeah.
Probably the quickest OEM amp integration amp install I've ever done personally.
That's your GM.
Yeah, this is the GM30.
So that's going to be your newer GM vehicles, non-amplified, but they're still super special in their own right.
Yep. Yep. So because this one is non-amplified, installation is done behind the head unit, which means it comes with that 8-pin plug. So you can choose to use it to add a sub, or you can choose to add an entire system.
Oh yeah. At the moment, and I know there's some other solutions for adding subs in those vehicles, but that's probably one of the better sub-only super line output converter for that GM truck.
Yep, it is. It is, and that's because a lot of the times, because of the flexibility, it's usually, typically, it's not just a sub, not anymore. You know, people want to throw in a bunch of other stuff too, and the DSP gives you that flexibility. So, you want to pop open the next one?
Yep, that's going to be your most one, the belle of the ball. All right, and the belle of the ball here for your newer GM trucks, most one.
This is a DSP-L, so this one's going to have the the DSP with the 15 bands of equalization. But again, this one serves a specific purpose because it's for the most systems, most 50 systems. So this particular one comes with another interface.
Correct.
So it is one more interface that you got to get mounted into the area where that factory amp was. But again, still not nearly as big as that factory amp.
All right.
This is also another application where you would remove the amplifier completely from the system. There would not be an option to retain that factory amplifier and just add a sub. So everything is pre-wired, plugs and play, comes with the amp bypass harness already, comes with the most plug that plugs into your most interface, and then obviously the plugs plug into the DSP and provides you with your 6 channels of output in this case, because it's the DSP-L. So again, great solution. You still have that chime control, backup sensors and parking sensors, all those chimes are retained with this type of product.
And this is a great amp replacement piece because those are kind of prone for going bad in that 15 to 19 generation.
Yeah.
And definitely a lower entry fee than replacing that factory amp on those trucks. Yeah,
and also, trying to get the OE radio to work without some type of interface. That's where, again, I've said it a couple times during this event now, is the DSP is in large part an interface. and you know, it just happens to offer some, you know,
It's got some
advanced
really cool
capabilities
tricks.
for getting your system tuned properly. So
So
what do we got here?
Here's a special one. Toyotas. Super popular vehicles.
Yep, absolutely.
Not a ton of aftermarket for them, but we got you.
We do.
So DSP for that guy.
So this harness is done, the installation on this vehicle is done behind the radio.
Yep.
So what do we know about behind the radio? It's got the 8-pin plug on it, and you can use it to add a sub if you'd like.
Yeah, add a sub or reuse those 8 pins to put your door speakers in.
Yeah.
Not run new wire. I mean, there's a lot of trickery within that 8 pin that you could get away with.
If it does have an amp, then we have the amp bypass cabling and wiring as well.
Yeah.
So again,
Absolutely.
includes the bass knob, but you know, the purpose of this is just to.
Have we really featured the new instructions here yet?
I don't think so. I don't think
We
so.
probably should at some point because they're amazing.
I think now's a good time.
Yeah. So gone is the wall of text you may be used to. Heard that quite a few times. And in place, you still have to read. Don't get me wrong. Gotta read.
You gotta read.
But we've now given you diagrams and tried to really give you position of where everything is. For like the GM30s, or not the GM30s, the most one, we're putting into the instructions where that amp is located on the vehicles.
Yep.
So
Yep.
really just trying to give you as much information as we can without.
And let's say that we don't have an amp location in this particular instructions. You can always go on to the Axxess application chart, download the Excel file, and there's amp locations in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
So-
We'll give you the amp location for every vehicle that we've been in.
Yep. Yep.
And I do recommend getting to those spreadsheets because they are like gold. And here's kind of a special one.
Oh yeah,
I
absolutely.
like that one.
So, you know, with the DSP-L, it has a couple different features, right?
Yeah.
A couple extras that you
Make
may
up
not
for
be
the
used to.
few little things
May
that
not
it's
be used to,
missing.
right?
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Make up for the few things it's missing, right? So this is the AXDSP-L circuit board, okay? This is a Bluetooth chip that keys into the DSP Lite's circuit board. And what this does is it allows you to stream audio from your device, phone, tablet, whatever, directly into the DSP. So what we ended up doing is building a powersports version of the AXDSP-L.
So quick little note here. Even though it's in a powersports box, I know guys that are using this for hot rods.
Yeah.
That they don't want to have like a
radio,
head unit
have
there.
an aftermarket radio
Yeah.
in their hot rod.
And you know, because everybody streams anymore anyway.
Yep.
So this is they hide it, and you get amazing sound out of it, but you don't have to cut that vintage dash.
There is a lot of options for this. Obviously, powersports being, you know, off-road vehicles. It comes in a water-resistant case, gasket. Comes with your output harness, and then 2 bass knobs. Why would we need 2 bass knobs?
I don't know. Why do we need 2 bass knobs?
Well, oh yeah, I know.
I'm not sure.
We can look at the instructions.
Oh God, that's a thing?
That is a thing.
Let's try this.
All right.
Buckle up, everybody.
All right,
We're
let's see.
reading.
2 knobs. Okay. All right.
Man, those are
Oh,
fantastic.
there we go.
Oh, wow, look at that.
One is a master volume knob, volume control,
Whoa,
master volume.
my mind's blown.
The other one is a bass knob. So really what it is you put your phone in your pocket, you go off, you hit the trails, and you can install these bass knobs into a location that's easily accessible and turn up your overall volume of your system.
Yep.
You don't have to go to your phone and adjust the volume on the side of the phone. So having that option was really is great. It's a great addition to the kit.
Oh yeah.
So not to mention, like we said earlier, it is water resistant. Now, you might be asking, wait, that's awesome, you know, but what else can I do with it? Well, Aaron said it, hot rods,
Oh yeah.
motorcycles.
Motorcycles are another good
Hide
one.
this in a tour pack or in the
Oh,
in the
even if you got a
saddlebag.
metric bike, A lot of those didn't even come with sound.
Yep.
But you got speaker options now. You could use it for that.
Yep.
Honestly, these things are
How about
limited.
older Jeep? You're the Jeep guy.
Oh yeah.
Older Jeeps. Throw this thing up in the dash, put some speakers in it, and you don't have to have a head unit in there. It's just
that's a good one.
just a
'cause
case.
A lot of
you
those
can stream
panels
into.
rust out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So there's a lot of options, a lot of potentials.
Limited pretty much to your imagination.
It is.
Whatever you can stick it in. Jet ski.
Jet ski. Yeah, that's a good one too. So now we were talking
Go ahead.
earlier
Yeah.
about using our DSP as an interface, feeding it into your aftermarket product, the product that you prefer, the high-end processor, right? Okay. Well, a lot of those high-end processors have Toslink adapters. Well, our DSP-L has a Toslink circuit board for it. So, get it out of the bag here. Just like our DSP or our Bluetooth piece, which is installed like this, by the way, pointed down, our Toslink is installed the other way. Slips right onto the header, comes with a different case, bottom case, so that we have a knockout for that Toslink. So you can take that that signal. Let's say we're converting let's just do our 2015 Ford F-150.
Okay.
Fixed level audio, very high quality signal going into our DSP-L. Output of the DSP-L, you have Toslink to your high-end processor.
Yep.
And you let the processor do all the audio. Now, the disadvantage with Toslink is it's only left and right. There's no fade and balance. There's no balance.
That's inherent to its technology.
It is. But it's available for the guys that are interested in it. And it's not a piece that you have to buy or that you get no matter what. It's an accessory that you can buy and install as quickly as snapping something onto a header and reinstalling the case. And you're ready to go. And within the Axxess line, we even sell Toslink cables.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we have you covered on that side. So not only do we have you covered on the powersports side where you can stream in Bluetooth without a source, you don't have to have a source, a head unit, or anything like that, but you can also now have a Toslink and feed it right into whatever equipment that you want.
Yeah.
So again, great solutions. We try to be as versatile as possible with it.
Yeah, I mean,
and acknowledge that people want to do different things.
You're starting with a limited system, right? The factory system. They want you to have this, and that's what it is. And now we've given them a field to work with.
That's right. That's right. And as we move forward with our product, we're going to continue to do that. We're going to continue to push the envelope and giving you guys the interfaces that you need, because let's face it, now more than ever, it's about interfaces. It's
integration.
It's about integration. Take a look at any of the new cars coming off the assembly line. Those that have all their chips anyway. They all have tablet screens.
Chrysler.
Metra makes plastics. We're going to continue to make plastics.
Yeah.
But we're also going to be offering interfaces and integration options like the ones you saw here today. DSP is going to be a big part of that in the future.
Oh yeah. If you don't, you'll die.
Yeah, absolutely.
The OEs have done as much as they can to keep you out of your vehicles, us out of their vehicles.
It ain't going to work.
And
we're going to keep on pushing it.
Absolutely. Keep pushing that envelope, giving you options. You want to change out that radio? Metra got you.
Yep.
Your customer want to keep that radio? Metra got you.
That's right. And we're going to continue to do that, not only for the automotive industry, but also all of the surrounding industries. Saddle trim, power sports,
oh yeah,
Jeep. We're going to keep on pushing the envelope, and DSP is going to be a major focus here within the Axxess line. So
Absolutely.
We're really excited to bring you guys some new product in the future. Well, I think that's all the time we have.
For now,
So,
till part 2.
Yeah, till part 2. We're going to be doing an installation where we're going to be installing a DSP, and we'll do some tweaks and setting up on it. So we look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Thanks for your time.